are 1 week away from Charlotte's municipal elections, and some say one city council race has gone dirty. Queen City News obtained an email over the weekend reportedly from a candidate for Charlotte City Council District 3 claiming one of the people he's running against is a habitual felon.
Well, that opponent has been upfront about their past, and they say the claims being made right now are factually incorrect. Queen City News anchor Derek Dallinger spoke with both of those candidates. Derek, so what all did this email reportedly say?
Well, the screenshots and the email we received said this: "Have you heard a habitual felon is on the ballot to represent you on City Council?" Reportedly came from District 3 candidate Warren Turner, you see here on the left. And it was a thinly veiled reference to another candidate, Tijuana Brown, who you see on the right. Now, Brown was more than willing to speak about that email, but Turner, not so much.
As early voting gets underway ahead of next week's Democratic primary, one race is getting more attention than others, with some saying that it is simply for the wrong reason. Queen City News obtained a reported campaign email that used some very specific language that one candidate used to refer to another. And Tijuana Brown, the apparent target of that email, was quick to note,
"I have never, ever seen nothing like this in my entire life."
The reported email itself said a habitual felon is on the ballot to represent you on City Council. The email, reportedly from candidate Warren Turner. More on him in a moment. Brown herself is a convicted felon, something that she has been upfront about for years, initially spending time in federal prison in the early 90s. She has since turned what some may consider a liability into an asset. She runs a charity known as Beauty After the Bars. It's an organization that helps those who have been incarcerated. She is involved in several Charlotte community organizations and has been endorsed by multiple people and organizations for her city council run. And she says the email from Turner is just wrong, saying that she was only arrested once.
I can't answer to something that's not the truth. I can tell you how I feel. It's put more fire under my feet and make me run harder. See, one thing about it, when you write your story, nobody else can write it. So my story's already been written.
Which brings us to Warren Turner. Turner, who was a previous council member, was the subject of sexual harassment allegations himself back in 2010, allegations he has previously denied. We sent him an email requesting comment on this reported email that he sent, but we never heard back. But we caught up with him at an early voting location. Here is how it played out.
Mr. Turner, mind if we speak to you real quick?
No, sir. No comment.
Do you have anything to say about the email that was sent over the weekend?
I don't know what you're talking about, sir. Have a good day.
Warren, let's go over here.
Brown says if she's elected, transparency will be key, something that she has built her life upon.
I'm not going to run from the cameras. I'm going to run to the cameras. I have something to say.
Now, Brown and Turner are not the only ones running for the Charlotte City Council Democratic primary. There is a third candidate, Melinda Lilly. We did reach out to see what she thought about all this because it involves a race that she's in and candidates that she's running against. We haven't heard back just yet.
Yeah, campaign politics heating up right now. Yeah. Derek, great reporting on that. I want to take this a little step further right now and have Queen City News Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes joining us.
Yeah, so Khalif, so Warren Turner's newsletter addresses Brown's criminal past. Is this type of behavior normal during elections? I know that we've seen this on the bigger scale in bigger elections, but this being a local election?
Well, I'd say this. Does it take place here in Charlotte and across the country? For sure. Mudslinging is something that you'd see. This type of angle, especially if you have that past that we already mentioned in the story, you typically wouldn't see it from a candidate like that. But it does bark big at a larger question. And if someone has been convicted of a crime in the past, and Ms. Brown has owned her criminal conviction in the past, what are we saying that a person can do in terms of finishing your time, doing whatever you were supposed to do with the criminal justice system? Are we saying there is no type of rehabilitation? Is that what the image that we're attempting to say to candidates? You're okay to go back to society, but don't run for office. And that's the issue that I have with that. Well, he does have his First Amendment right, or whoever put it out, to send that type of thing out. But it does beg the question of, is it rehabilitative or is it punishment? Yeah. And if it's either one of them, her time is served. The legal question was, what are we saying that this person now can't serve because of a past? And I think it's the wrong image to be putting out there.
But, as a political, yourself, person before running the Black Political Caucus, you know that anything goes sometimes in political campaigns. Is there any kind of ethics that whatever that comes around there and says, no, I'm not going to do that?
Well, I would advise my candidate always to talk about yourself. If you're talking about yourself and your record and what you stand on, and you don't have time to address these other types of issues. My platform, my status, my issues, and that's all I can talk about. But you would also say if there is an issue out there, then you want to try to address it in the most respectful way. And it also is a larger question. On the national scale, we have a candidate that's running for the highest office in the country that is now facing 91 plus federal charges, and folks are internalizing that as something as like a badge of honor. So it does kind of seem like a double standard as well, where you have this person that had charges in the 90s that's running for office 30 plus years later, but an individual that's currently facing criminal charges is not getting that same type of flack.
That immediately came to mind when I heard about this case. But when you look at this, the mudslinging, I mean, I feel like when it talks about politics, and Derek, you alluded to this into your story, you know, it has happened all the time, like we've said, especially on bigger scale races. Is there anything legally that people need to know running for office? Let you put something out there that is defamation of character or something that is untrue. Legally, is there some type of, you know, something that somebody needs to be concerned about?
Defamation for sure will be an issue. I mean, but for it to be defamation, it has to say that you knew that the statement was false, and you went recklessly and said it anyway. And that's not the case here, because obviously she's owned and admitted that I've had a prior history with that.
And it's also worth noting, too, we just don't normally see this in a city council race.
Not with something like this, but as folks start to see endorsements go against them, and folks start to see, well, the election date is getting closer. Again, he made the statement that was not him. So I have to say that he said it was not his, but it's out there now.
Yeah.
Trickling down to the Charlotte, to the local level now, municipal governments from all the discourse that we have. The chief political correspondent here, analyst there, Khalif Rhodes, thanks.
All right, Khalif.